Yo, what up y'all? My name is Tim. Welcome to my complete walkthrough of Nokstella and the Lake of Rot. If you enjoy the video or learn anything new, please leave a like and subscribe to join the Room Temp Gaming family. It helps out tremendously and is so much appreciated. Alright guys, so we are at Nokstella, continuing off where we left off in the previous video. And we are going to be grabbing a ant skull plate shield, some our Gloveword, Ghostword, whatever they're called, bell bearing number 2, and an archer summon real quick. This walkthrough is a part of the Ronnie quest line. We are going to want to be going through each of these areas if you are trying to complete her quest for your achievements. And after this video, we will be going into Moonlight Altar, which is the bottom, the southwestern location of Liurnia, which we have not been to yet because we can only access it from here. So be sure to stick around at the end of this video to see how we get through to that. Now when we start here, all we gotta do is start up these stairs here, right in front of the Grace. Kill this Swordstress real quick. And we're going to head back down the stairs just so that Pat's out of the way. Kill the Swordstress inside of here and grab our ant head shield. And there are a lot of Larval Tears here, so just be on the lookout for them. You know, they come from those big balls and some other just on the ground locations. Now, these guys are pretty easy to kill, but when they are dead, they do have a bit of a delay on their electric explosion, lightning explosion. So just be aware of that. They can do damage to their own, I don't know, their own kind, to the other blobs that are here. So you can let them kill each other if you like. At the top of these stairs here, we are going to take a left and head south into this little room here. And there's a bunch of these blob guys, but they now have shields in front of them. So they're a little bit tougher. Kind of got to get behind them. Obviously, don't waste all your FP like I'm doing. Or Holy apparently seems to work pretty well on them here. So bottleneck them through this door and take them out. These guys got quick thrust attacks here. My goodness, I'm sucking. Alright, so we head in here, open the chest, and we will grab our bell bearing. And this bell bearing is the second bell bearing for the Gloveword that we've gotten. So we'll be able to infinitely buy those, which will be, I believe, the Ghost Gloveword 3 and 4s. And after we grab the archer summon there out of that chest, we're going to head back to the staircase, take a left, and head on to this path here. Kill the guy that drops down, and there's a little open window here that we're going to jump through. And more blobs coming down on top of us. Blobs everywhere. Pop open this chest for a nice somber. Alright, so after that we head over to the staircase to the north. And then we head west, past the bridge on our right, and we're going to take a left, go through this Stonesword Key entrance, which we should have plenty of by now. Take out these two Swordstresses. You can sneak up on one of them. They do have deceptively long range with their Nox weapons. Slammed me. And there is a chest right over here in the middle of the room. Pop that open and grab our Nightmaiden and Swordstress summon. Swordstress. I'm really bad with words. I got a lazy tongue, I've been told. Alright, head across this bridge that we previously passed. Dodge past that big ass fucking ball. And then we're going to get it stuck here and kill it. Now these balls, you can make them stop moving just by hitting them. So if you continuously hit them, you can just prevent them from doing any damage to you at all. But it is fun getting them stuck. And they will more than likely drop a Larval Tear. So we'll grab that. And then around this corner here to the east, we're going to go through this open door. There is a ball up top that will drop and ambush you. After killing that, we're going to go open up this chest. Grab a great glove, ghost Gloveword. I hate those things, man. After that, we're going to head all the way up these stairs where we were fighting that ball at. And once you get up here, take a quick right, and then a left, and there's some smithing stones. And then we're going to backtrack here, going back to the west, and then we'll take a right through this door. Another ball is up there with some other blob dudes, some mimic blobs. Take all them out. Some have shields, some do not, so feel free to just let loose on them. Alright, one more back in the corner. Hit him with that lightning. We're going to pop open this chest up here. Some more somber. After that, we're going to head west up this staircase. There is a beetle right here. We'll take him out. Grab some more somber stones. Always good. And now you can summon up here before you get in here. My advice here would be to take these guys out before they transform if you're able to. I got a little bit too close there, but that's okay. They're not terrible. They're just those mimics that we saw in the last video from Nokren. They just shapeshift into a human, and you know, they're just like a invader NPC kind of. But after they're dead, loot them up, go pop open this chest, and we'll get our Moon of Nokstella. Decent little talisman. And from here we are going to be going south through this doorway. Hopping down the ledge and taking the elevator down to the third and last part of Nokstella. Grab our golden seed, of course. see, this is an area that we were previously at. So we are going to teleport back to the previous site of grace, the Nokstella Eternal City, where we first left off here. So we are going to go across this little river, hop up here. There's some stones up here that we're going to grab real quick. Ambush these guys. There's one behind us as well. Inside these ruins we can find some loot, some grease and smithing stones. And now we're going to head northwest up into this little cut here. Grab some more loot. These snails do have poison breath, so be aware of that. They're pretty easy to get through though. There's going to be more here to the right as we head west. And there's nothing up here, but might as well check. Except of course ambush snails. Because why not? So let's head back and keep following these pillars. And we're going to grab our loot on this dead body over here in the corner. Alright, now that those guys are all taken care of and we got our loot, we're going to head south across the river, head up these stairs, and there is a Swordstress over there, and you want to try and catch them when they're inside the building because those mimics across the way will snipe you. Just keep that in mind, you don't want to get sniped by those guys, they do quite a bit of damage. Take them out, open up the chest, and we've got some more Ghost Gloveword, a 9. That's pretty impressive to have there. Alright, so I'm just jumping down here. I'm running right through all these guys. I'm not going to go through the hassle of killing them all. And we're going to keep making our way to the north. This northern section up here. And I'm just going to go de-aggro all these guys up in this little corner here. So now that they're off, we're going to run back over to the south. We're basically going to go in each of these little archway areas and grab the loot that is inside of them. I'll take some of these guys out as we go. So now crossing back to where we were dropping aggro to the north. Past these ants is a Stonesword Key. So let's take care of these ants real quick because they will keep aggroed on us as we go up there. And we do not want them to knock us off that ledge. There's our Stonesword Key. And now we are going to head over to this door, or this little, I think this is an elevator over here. I'm gonna hop in it and travel on to the next section. Oh, before we do so, let's just go grab this loot over here. Nothing to die for, but trying to get as much as we can. It's free. Celestial do. Now I'm just gonna head back to the elevator shaft here. I hate bugs. I hate these guys completely. So they kind of deserve what they're getting here. If you're a bug lover, I apologize, but I don't. So hit the elevator, take it on down. Hit our first site of grace down here. And we are now in the waterfall basin. So from here, we are going to travel south, or east, southeast, whatever you want to say. Pick up all the crafting materials that we can, upgrade items, and then we're going to head to the southwest through this little tunnel. And there are some basilisks in here, which, as you remember from earlier, do the having a hard time remembering what that status is called. I think it's just Death Blight. Yeah, Death Blight status. So be careful of that in this small area. Definitely try and take them out with range, unlike me. Because once that status bar fills up, it's instant death. So let's pick up the smithing stones and continue our way through. Now we will see a familiar face here that's invading. However, it is not the actual NPC that we think it is. So if you have range, you can just completely exploit this guy by not getting close to him, and he'll just basically take all the hits that you give him. It's kind of ridiculous, but it is what it is, so that's what we're doing. And once he is dead, Arani will be talking to us. And then we will get the discarded palace key. And once we have this discarded key, that will give us access to the chest that we have not been able to open at Raya Lucaria, in where the boss is at right now, Renala. So let's go take this elevator down, and this will take us to the Lake of Rot. Now before we go into the Lake of Rot, we're going to hit this grace. We're going to travel to Raya Lucaria, to the boss room, to Renala's room, and we are going to open that chest up and grab our Dark Moon ring. And we need this Dark Moon ring to progress Ronnie's story. Pop this open finally. Grab that ring. It is a key item. Cannot wear it. And from here we're going to go right back to the Lake of Rot. Now the Lake of Rot isn't super difficult. It just requires some prep. So first thing to know, obviously you're going to be dealing with a lot of rot at the first part of this while we're traveling through the actual Lake of Rot. And we're going to be traveling through quite a lot of it. You're going to be flame cleansing me almost constantly. So if you have flame cleanse me, please equip it. If not, you're going to have to craft a lot of those little bubbles that cleanse rot and poison for you. So make sure you do so. Now once we are, or put a bunch of immunity gear on too. So we can see this little shaman dude that's just chilling out here in the Lake of Rot for some reason, not being affected. So we need to go over here and kill this dude real quick before we die from rot, so we can get his talisman that'll further prevent rot buildup. So once we have that, we can travel back to the Site of Grace, which eliminates all status effects. That's something we're going to be doing often here, because fuck that shit. So once we have that talisman, the Immunizing Horn Charm +1, we are going to equip it, of course. Make sure we have all of our other equipment ready to go for running through this shit. And I'm, for the most part, just going to be using Flame Cleanse Me as we go. So the next spot we are going to go to is the first boss of this area, which is a the Dragonkin Soldier. We fought a couple of them already, and along the way there, we're just going to grab some items real quick. And travel back here to the Site of Grace. There is a map fragment down here that we are just going to get, might as well. Don't know why I didn't get it already. Directly to the south of the Site of Grace. So then we're going to head southeast east and go take out our boss. There are two field bosses and one major boss in this section of the walkthrough. So just be prepared to fight a couple big guys. So now that that's all done, we're going to head south. There's going to be some ruins in the distance. We're going to look for them and kind of steer our way toward those. So once you guys are ready, if you need to wait for the status to deteriorate, go ahead and do that. Take your time. Just make sure you're cleansing yourself before that fills up so we don't have to waste any of our health flasks. So once we get to these first runes, we're going to take out this basilisk, grab our somber stone. There's another one that pops out of the lake behind you, so might as well grab him too. And then from here we're going to look to the southwest, and we're going to be going in that direction, south-southwest. There are some more runes down here we're going to hop on top of. And these basilisks are a little tricky because they can spit at you from down there, but if you just stay up here they will run up, or you can range them. Alright, now that they're dead, we can see far into the distance to the south here is a pillar. We're going to be seeing quite a few of these, and we're going to be running to these a little bit later as well. When you get to the pillar, there is a pressure plate that you're going to step on, and it will raise up the ground under the Lake of Rot, so you have an easier time maneuvering or fighting things. So there is the Dragonkin Soldier directly in front of us. And we're going to raise these platforms up so we can have an easier time fighting him. Now, by now, this shouldn't be too difficult. This actually wasn't difficult on this one. I killed him on the second try. Once you get over there, make sure you summon your, get your summon out. And if you haven't, by the way, go and upgrade your summon, because you are going to need to upgrade your summon for these bosses here. They are quite difficult. So apply some rot to the rot-infested Dragonkin. Do whatever you can. Stay on the land. Your Mimic Tear isn't affected by the rot, so he can do whatever he wants. Try and get behind him and just keep dealing that big damage. And he's down. Good job. And the Dragonscale Blade is what we get. Very, very cool katana. Highly recommend using it. It infuses your weapon with ice lightning. I think it's really just lightning, but I think it's a mixture of both. I think it's scaled to be half and half, maybe. And it also does a follow-up attack. So it's really nice, really useful. One of my favorite katanas in the game. So now we're just collecting a few pieces of loot that are scattered around the boss area. And next we're going to head further to the west, or southwest. or excuse me, southeast, these ruins right here, and there is one more item we're going to grab, which is the Mushroom Crown. This Mushroom Crown is a meta helmet for status effect builds. I think this boosts rot and poison. I think that's all it boosts, but you'll have to give it a look after you obtain it to make sure that that's all it gives. It might boost all stats, but I'm pretty sure it's just rot and poison. But it's a very, very nice helmet. It looks so stupid, but it's extremely useful for those status effect builds. And here it is, the Mushroom Crown. Now we're going to teleport back to our Lake of Rot site of grace, of course. And then we're going to be heading in the opposite direction, which will be to the southwest. And we're going to be hitting these obelisks to hire some platforms up. And of course there's going to be some basilisks in the way that we're going to take care of as well. I love that the Ghost Flame Ignition R1 just takes care of most minor enemies by itself. Alright, so there is the next obelisk. I'm just checking around here because I do want to head directly to the west and grab a couple items over there. But first, let's hit this obelisk, get these platforms raised up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to head northwest over there and grab the items that are just laying on dead bodies. If you don't want to grab them, just fast forward a little bit. You don't need to, but I'd highly recommend it because every item is needed at some point in this game. Whether you use it or not, you probably should use most items that are offered to you. Alright, so now that we got those items, we can head on back to our obelisks. Head over to the next platform to the south. And then the next small one, grabbing that warming stone. Well, that was real close. Alright, let's head to this big platform now, further to the south. And we're going to hit this obelisk. There's only 2 more obelisks to hit. Grab this one and raise up a bunch of pillars in front of us, quite dramatic-like. And then the next one we hit, also further to the south, is going to lift us up with it. So make sure when you hit it, you don't move off of it. And then once we get up top, we're going to be fighting an old friend, Alabaster Lord. Grab his cool-ass sword. Now, my first fight with him, and you'll see I do fall off the pillars up here, and I die. So I will show you how to get back up there, because to a lot of people it is very unclear. It was unclear to me the first time. I'm sure it'll be unclear to everyone else, unless you've seen how to get up on your way here. So once you get up here, travel across this little bridge item piece thing. The Lord will spawn. And you can just take him out. It's pretty much just like all the other ones, except you're fighting on a bridge now with some Star Wars type of shit. right as he was about to die. Fall too. That's wild. Alright, so now that I'm dead, we can head back. You can just cut to where I'm at whenever I get up here. Now, before we head up to that Alabaster Lord again, since we're already down here, I'm just going to go grab this Nomadic Cookbook, which will be further on to the other side, to the west of this, where we were just fighting him at, but on the ground level. So I'm just going to run and grab that real quick while we're here so we don't have to do it later. And then I'll show you how to get back up there. So just follow along. Alright, so this pillar right here is where the where we stepped on the platform to take it up. And we're just going to keep continuing this flat piece of ground here. Taking a left will take you further in, which is where we'll be at later. That'll take you to the Grand Cloister of Rot, whatever the hell it's called. But we're going to pass by that going west. And we're going to look for a ruin over here, little entrance, and that's where we are going to grab our Nomadic Cookbook. Alright, so now we're going to head back over to the Alabaster Lord, and we are going to go on the opposite side of the obelisk that we came up there on, which we can see right in front of us. And there is a path along the cliff that we'll walk right up, hop up the ladder, and we'll be right back where we were, and we are going to defeat this guy. Alright, there he is. There's our sword. Pretty decent. And now that we're done there, we can wrap around here and grab an item real quick. There we go, some sombers. And now we're going to head into the second part of the Lake of Rot. Now, not the second part, I guess, but kind of the second part. Now, there also is, before you leave this area here, there is a beetle in this lake right here. It just drops smithing or somber stone. I couldn't find it for the life of me. I think it ran away when I got close. But if you find it, kill it, you know, if you're able to. I didn't feel like worrying about it. I think I was in a bit of a rush when I was recording this section, because I knew what was coming up, and I knew that this was going to take some time. So further over here we have a Site of Grace, and chances are you're going to be at this Site of Grace quite often, because we are going up against another rotted, ulcerated tree spirit. So that'll be a lot of fun. And this guy, there is kind of a strategy that you would want to work out to summon him, because you do have to summon him each time you come down here if you die to him. And as we hop over here, just follow my path. You'll loot these items real quick, and then we're gonna drop on down to the ground level. So when we come down here, there are these centipede pests. It is encouraged to kill these guys that are pathing. There's these two guys that path right where I'm at before we aggro the ulcerated tree spirit. However, I usually take a little bit of damage or waste some FP or use my mimic or whatever the case is. Killing them before I fight this guy never seems to work for me. Don't worry about what I'm doing right now. I was just wondering if that would actually trigger him to come out of the lake. So for right now, we come down here. We're on the east side. I'm staying safely on these mushrooms. I'm watching the pests over there pat over here. And once I feel like they're patting back the way they come, and when I say pat, I'm referring to patrolling. They're patrolling this area. Once they start heading back, I run over to the waterfall. There's going to be items there you can loot them later. Aggro him, have your mimic out, and just start doing damage to him. Now you can not bring your mimic out, go aggro him, and then come back over on dry land. However, he usually does come over by then and just kill you once you summon your mimic or whatever it is you're summoning. So I decided let my mimic take aggro for a bit, get him to half health. By the time we're over here, I can definitely 1v1 him because we've 1v1 these guys before. So take your time on him. It's a bit tricky getting him to come over here, and you do have to deal with that rot while you're summoning him, but you should be okay. And those centipede patrollers should not get here in time, and even if they do, this guy does do damage to him, so most likely he'll just kill them for you. There we go, we got him. Just take your time. You know you guys will get him eventually, and once he's dead, we got our golden seed, and now we're going to go kill all these pests and grab our scorpion stinger. So these guys we've run into these guys plenty of times. Deal with them as you will. Now when you come up to this little altar here that they're all kind of worshipping, 3 of them will attack you at a time. So it's recommended here just to get a good backstab on one of them and pull the others back a little bit and just take them out one by one. Everyone absolutely hates those pest threads that they shoot. Sneaky, sneaky. Oh, I was trying to get the Ash of War off on both of them, but he kind of sidestepped my plan there. Didn't quite work out. I hate these guys. These guys are disgusting looking and they just move really weird. Not a fan. So we got one more guy left. Go up and take him out real easy. And after that, let's go get our scorpion stinger. Pretty good dagger here too. Alright, now that that's over with, we're going to head into the boss of the area, which is kind of a secret entrance here. At the end of this waterfall, or at the beginning of the waterfall, there is a tomb, a coffin that we are going to enter, just like when we were in Nokren. Go through this cool little cinematic. And the boss we're going to be coming up against, you have seen variants of it before. It is the weird galactic ant thing that shoots rocks at us when we're underground in some of these underground areas. We've fought them twice now and they've given us nothing but smithing stones. So now we're actually going to get a little bit something more from them, their Remembrance. So this is Astel, the Naturalborn. Pretty amazing fight. One of probably my, I'd say top 5s in the game, maybe. Pretty cool. Very interesting lore behind it and theory crafts. There is no Site of Grace down here, however. So just know that once you're down here, you're down here. And if you want to get back to this location, like if you have to go upgrade your summons or anything like that, you're going to have to travel back through those pests. So, but there is a Stake America here, so don't worry about it. If you die, that's fine. Just go in, die, and then summon right back outside. So once we're in here, right away, the first attack he does every single time is that beam. So you have just enough time to summon and dodge the beam. While you're running up to him, he does 2 tail slams. You can dodge each one of them. Let your mimic take aggro. And it is also very much recommended not to be in melee range of this guy, because his attacks are very hard to see and very hard to dodge. Most of it, I think pretty much every single attack he does in melee has follow-ups to it. So you're going to be wasting a lot of stamina and running out of stamina being so close. So you kind of want to keep your distance if you can. Let your mimic do work. You do work. Trade aggro between the both of you. He'll teleport around. He'll do these big asteroid shots at you, which the closer you are to him, the less you get hit by him. What I've found out. Not always the case, I'm sure, but it's worked best for me. And just keep lighting them up. Pretty interesting boss. And that Wing of Astel weapon we had got in the last video, wonder where that came from. Now you can cosplay a little bit of an Astel build if you like. Alright, take this sucker down. Come on. I'm just missing the last hit. That's ridiculous. There we go. Right in the horn. Alright, so don't leave the video yet, guys. We're not done. We still have to get to this next area before the next video that I put up, which should be tomorrow. I think I promised this video tomorrow, so I'm getting this one up early so all of us can get our Ranni quest done quickly, which the next video will be the end of Ranni's quest line, thank goodness. So after that, we're going to head north up this cave area here. We're going to take a elevator up to the southwestern side, as I was saying earlier, of Liurnia, which is called the Moonlight Altar. And there is some really, really fine loot up here. So even if you don't want to complete Ranni's quest line, highly recommend this area. One of the best summons in the game is up here too. Arguably the best. I know the Mimic is... I feel like the Mimic's the best because you can choose what it does, basically. But there's another amazing one up here too. So stick around for that. Come on back if you wish. So while we're here, let's grab this Site of Grace. And I will meet you guys in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, learned something new, got exactly what you needed, and come back for more. Check out my other videos. I have a whole walkthrough coming up. I'm going to be finishing the game 100%, not achievement-wise, but item-wise, just for you guys. And I will see you then. So stay cool.